Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leila. So recently I have been to Abisko, one of the most northern places in Sweden, which is located in Swedish Lapland. And in today's video I would like to share with you my tips on clothing and some other stuff that can be important to think about. Personally, I have found this information piece by piece from different sources, and in this video I would like to summarize everything in one, so you don't need to look up these things in different places, but just watch this video and find something that can be useful for you. Hi, welcome to my channel. So you decided to chase Northern Lights and you bought tickets to Abisko, which is considered one of the best places on earth, or maybe the best place on earth to watch the Northern Lights. You have made a really good choice. Now I want to talk to you about the clothing. When you want to visit Swedish Lapland to see the Northern Lights, to have a dog sledding trip, or to just make snow angels, you have to think about your clothing, because the last thing you want to think about when you do all these activities is that you are frozen. Now you're gonna freeze anyway because it's very cold, but you can do something extra for you and for your body to keep it warm and enjoy these activities. So in this video, I want to tell you what you need to think about before you come to the Arctic region. And the keyword is before. And in general, these tips will be useful for anyone who wants to visit the countries that are located in the Arctic region. There is an important disclaimer that I want to make. These tips that I'm gonna tell you about the Arctic region, the clothing in the Arctic region, do not apply to Stockholm, Malmö, Gothenburg, Göteborg if you come here in the winter. Of course, you need to have really good clothes, I mean warm clothes when you come here in winter, but if you go to the Arctic region, it's just a different level. So there are some general rules or tips that you need to think about when you go to the Arctic region in Sweden. The first one, I would say that your clothes must be functional. It means that they need to be comfortable, they need to be warm, and they must be okay for the snow. Another important thing that you need to think about when you choose your clothes for this trip is that you have to have layers on layers on layers. This means that you, for example, have one t-shirt and then another long sleeve t-shirt and then another one and then another one and then another one. By dressing like this, the air that builds between the clothes will keep you warm and it will also ventilate. The third thing is that you should preferably have clothes with you that are made of wool. Of course, it's very good if your clothes are made of 100% wool, but I don't think you can buy it nowadays. So 15 or 20% of wool in your clothes should be fine. The reason why you should have wool instead of any other things is because wool keeps you warm and it's dry, and the smell doesn't stay for a long time, while the cotton binds the moisture, and the moisture is not a thing you want to have when you are in the Arctic region. You want to have everything dry inside. So I would say wool or thermal clothing or heat tech from Uniqlo should work fine. I personally have used some some things from HitTech, Uniqlo, and it worked really well. So these things many people forget and probably do not pay attention that much because they don't think that it's important. But remember that you have to have your leggings under your snow pants, and these leggings also should preferably be made of wool. If you can, I personally used 2 or 3 layers of leggings and then snow pants when I was there because I wanted to keep my body as warm as possible and I didn't want to freeze. Another thing that people also do not pay attention to is hat, gloves, and scarf. Remember that you need to have these items. Also should preferably be made of wool, as you might have guessed. This hat should also cover your ears and not only your head. I really do not recommend forgetting gloves when you are going to Abisko or to any other places during the winter because it's very cold. And imagine when you are doing dog sledding trip and you are all the time outside. I mean, your hands will be freezing a lot. So remember your gloves, scarf. Also a very important thing to bring with you. It's also should preferably be made of wool. It will keep your neck warm and if you want, you can even cover your face. Your winter boots should preferably be a bit bigger than your normal shoes because you want to use some insoles in the boots, and then preferably you want to use woolen socks. Remember that you can take with you several pairs of socks so you can change them and keep your feet warm and dry. Take with you a couple of power banks and extra batteries because your camera will die much faster than you think and much faster than in usual conditions because of the cold. Somehow these batteries die just much faster. The last thing I want to talk to you about is the outer layer. And the outer layer is the thing that you imagine it as a shell. This is your shell that protects you from the outside world. It should protect you from the snow, it should protect you from the wind. Many people do not take this into consideration, but it can be very windy. When it's cold and it's windy, it gets even colder. So your jacket should be windproof. Your snow pants or your warm pants should also be windproof. If it's water repellent, waterproof, it's also a good thing. The most important thing is that it should be windproof. And for the jacket, I would also say that it's important to have a really good hood because sometimes even when you have your hat on your head, it doesn't help. So the hood will protect you even extra more from the wind. For today, it's all from me. I hope that you find this information helpful and I hope that you learned something. If I missed some tips or if you want to add something to this list, please comment below and yeah, let's learn from each other. Thank you for today and see you next time.